Good morning.
Good
Good morning. It is Winning Wednesday. Winning Wednesday. Are you winning? I'm winning. Let's win today.
Yeah, we winning today, baby. We is winning today.
Are you ready to win?
Yes.
Are you ready to win the race? Well, they say victory. Victory is mine. Victory belongs to me. It's all over me. It's all a part of me. It is who I am.
Yeah,
You gotta
we're
feel
victorious.
it. Like,
yeah, we are
Regina,
victorious.
when I say you gotta feel it in deep down in your soul that you feel, you know what? I have lost enough. I have settled long enough. I have been unfaithful enough. I have been doubtful enough. Those things are behind me. And now that I'm in this glory, now that I understand that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, not even the weapons that I throw against myself. Because we talked yesterday about the weapons that we put on ourselves. Like, you know how quick we do it? We don't even recognize that we have thrown the gun and put it to our own heads because we don't feel, because we're working on an emotion. Oh, it's just their emotion. If you sit there for a minute, it will change. It will go on and move on and keep on moving. Good morning, Doris. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. The wheel stops on me.
Right.
Wheel of fortune. Yes, the fortunes. And you got to take that for what it is. The fortunes are going to hit on the wind. So good morning. Good morning, Phyllis. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Instagram. And good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Patricia. We are super excited that you chose. It was a willing heart that you came to celebrate the wins with us. Get more power so that we can build up to continue to win. Farika, we thank you as always. Angela, how you seem a little sleepy this morning. We're gonna wake you up.
You was all in it and hyped up. So I'm like, let my girl do.
I am, because
good morning.
It just feels good to know.
Good morning, G.
Good morning. It just feels great to know that, you know what? I'll ball up my fist, but I will let it go. I will let it go. I don't have to walk around like this. Oh, I got to be so defensive. Let it go. I don't have to defend myself. I can just let it go and go on and live life to the fullest. Regina, Regina got something good for us this morning. You know that she like giving us a little bit more wisdom. I love when Regina gets in it. When she goes down, when she moves to that chair to the tip, you know the Holy Spirit has said, okay, let's take over now. That's when you know the Holy Spirit came on. So we just want to again just say thank you again for being here, because you don't have to. You don't have to wake up with us, but you still choose to. So because you do, we want to give you a big shout out, big hugs, big hugs, big hugs. And Regina, go on and show them what you're working with this morning.
Well, what we're working with is the best thing ever that's happened to you in your life. The best thing ever. But you know what? I love the direction that we are all going in Power Mornings and everybody who is watching about, well, even what we were talking about yesterday, no weapon formed against us, and how we are the ones that are performing that weapon against us. And then I began to thinking about even some of the things Dr. Sparkle was speaking about, all the ships in our life.
Yeah.
But what really stood out to me was the most important ship that a lot of times we get lost in the sauce. And how is your relationship with yourself?
Mm.
I had to ask myself that question. How is my relationship with myself to all the other relationships? Am I enhancing in all the other relationships, but I'm not in my own relationship with myself? And that was a real serious question. And one of the questions that came up was, do you feel like you're being authentic most of the time? That is a big question, because when we're saying that, what is our relationship with ourselves? Are we at our truest form of who we are?
Amen.
You know what I'm saying? Or do we mimic certain traits and habits of things, people, and places of where we've been in our journey?
Mm-hmm.
And are we operating most of the time in our authentic self? And I had to sit and write out where did I learn this habit? Where did I get this way? And when I wrote it down, it was like, okay, so I picked this up along the way, and I picked this up along the way. But who is Regina to the fullest? And then I thought, okay, that's a good relationship with myself, knowing who Regina really is, focusing on who Regina is, doing the things that Regina needs. And one of the other questions was, do you take time to do the things that you enjoy? Well, you know what? One time, no, I didn't take time to the things that I enjoy. I was always doing things for everybody else so they can have some joy in their life, you know. And then you take the back seat to your relationship, the most important relationship in your life, and doing the things that you enjoy. The things that you enjoy, what enhances it? How does it enhance you? Are we just kind of doing things that don't even enhance us? We just kind of go with the flow, or we just kind of see what everybody else is doing, instead of saying, you know what, I need to focus and build on this relationship with ourselves. That is a building place. We can build a business, okay, but can we build ourselves? We can try to build everybody else, but can we build ourselves with a solid foundation? What is our
That's
relationship
good. That's good.
with ourselves? You know what I'm saying? What is it? What kind of foundation are we built on, sis?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
and I had to really ask, Regina, what is your foundation rooted in? Is your foundation that you watched your next door neighbor, how they built their house? You like their style. You like the wood that they used. The foundation, look, that's their foundation. How do I know that their foundation is going to be solid as a rock?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? What is my
Right.
relationship with myself? We have all these relationships outside. Are they benefiting? Are all those ships benefiting? Your relationship with yourself is the question. And when we start analyzing those things, what do these relationships benefit? You know what I'm saying? They don't have to be always in monetary things. They could be something where this person, you know what, you go to when you're having a hard day, and you know what, they know how to uplift you instead of keeping you down. We're not settling for nothing, because remember we talked about yesterday, anything that's settling is at the bottom. We don't want our own relationship for ourselves to be settling at the bottom. So let this be a day from here on out to ask the question for yourself. Out of all the ships in your life, what is the most important is your relationship with yourself. And once we start understanding self and we stand in it, and we own up for even our own flaws and our own bad habits.
Own up.
We
You
gotta
just said
own
that,
up,
accountable.
because we can't be authentic at all if we don't own
Yes.
up even on those things, because we have to stand and say, you know what, that's ugly, and that doesn't enhance you, and why are you even wanting to have it attached to you? But then you put on the mask like you have everything going on, and inside you're dying slowly, because you're not living your authentic self, because you didn't clean it, you didn't cleanse. Like Dr. Sparkle says, we cleanse the mind, our thoughts. We're cleansing our thoughts. Think of the thoughts that she said. How many of those thoughts and percentages? What are the facts that they have on it?
The facts is 80% as negative thoughts, and 90% of them are repetitive negative thoughts.
Okay, so that's facts over fiction. We got to go by facts of what the fact is about a situation. So we do that for ourselves. I had to get the facts. What are the facts about Regina to have a better relationship with herself? For one, she needs to invest in herself more because she puts more out. For two,
let's just sit there for a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
The investment part. The investment, when you invest something, what do you expect out of investment? Investment, you expect a profit out of investment. That's why you take out time to study, to see which investment you're going to sow your money into. What am I going to sow my time in? What am I going to sow my efforts in to make it a great investment, so that I can see a profit from the investment? So investing in yourself is giving you your own profit. And who does it profit? It profits God, it profits you, it profits everybody around you. Because when you can let people live off your profit,
say it,
and not your investment. So I'm saying that's that overflow. But so many times, I know I have been guilty of it. I let people live out of my cup. And they was taking over the cup. And what was left over is what I took in. Now, some investments are not always good investments. So when you have invested in that bad investment, you lose money. You lose. You're in the red now. And red, we all know red means stop. So when you see a red, even in your own investment of yourself, when you see that red flag, I did not handle that well. That's a red. But the beautiful thing is, just because it's red don't mean it has to stay there.
No.
You just go and reevaluate and go invest again. And I'm going to invest the right way this time. Reverend Pat said, Pat is Trish after finding Jesus. Hallelujah. After finding Jesus, and I love being my authentic self every day. And it's an everyday thing. When you invest, you look at the stock market. You see how it went up and down. Where's it at? And just because it dropped a little bit, you don't pull your money out. You keep it there because you know that investment's gonna go back up. So you keep it there. Farika says that's a good self-observer, and wrote it down. Check in with self. Love this. It can be applied as soon as possible. Guys, check in with self today. Check in with yourself. And don't stop being so hard on you.
That's another one. Stop being hard.
Stop being so hard on you. You have to give yourself patience, because when you are changing the way you are doing some things, you have to take your time. And some things can't be rushed and done. Some things are suddenly. But we act like everything in our life has to be suddenly. Oh, I have figured out I moved wrong, so I got to fix it right now.
Man.
Everybody know when you rush into things, it's some things that you're going to miss. You're going to miss some marks. So take your time with yourself.
Exactly.
And love on who you are and who you are becoming.
That's it.
Because that becoming only gets better. It only gets better from here. 2023 is over, y'all. 2024 is over.
March 10th. I have a question for you. When you got to that point of knowing who Sparkle really was, and not coming from the outside per se anymore, you know what I'm saying? I was like, you know what? I have to block everything else out because I have to really know who Sparkle is. Did you find at that moment that's when you thrived the most, because you were thinking for yourself?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because I wasn't letting somebody else think for me.
Uh-huh.
Because that's I didn't believe in myself enough that I stood on what I saw or what God, the vision God gave me.
Exactly.
I needed the validation from somebody else to say I love her is a good thing. Yes, you should do I love her. I I normally my normal life would have been like, well, Angela said it wasn't a good deal, so I probably shouldn't do that. You got to get
Yeah.
the vision in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I love her is a inner thing. People quit to say I love me, I love everything about me. But do you love who you are in the inside? Your
Right.
heart check. What does Monica always say? Have you did a heart check? Because
Right.
a heart check is a different check than the outside. Because
Definitely.
the outside can, hey, we can fix up the outside. Maybelline, MAC, they make good money. They get profit every single day because we wear the makeup, we wear the clothes, we wear the
Oh yeah,
jewelry,
all that.
we wear that well. But what we don't wear well is that inside,
Mm-hmm. That
that
inside.
inside heart. And it's always and I have love, I have found me, but I haven't found all of me. It's an
There you go.
everyday journey. Like just because I'm screaming I love her, tomorrow I need to go back and be like, okay, girl, remember
Yes.
where we
Yes.
at? Like let's keep going. Don't stop here because you're always under construction.
Always.
That's
Always.
good.
Every day. Every
And that those
day.
warning signs will come. I just had to get onto myself because why you keep second guessing yourself?
Right.
Because second guessing makes you lose investments. God don't
Exactly.
scream at us, and that's what he ain't
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
scream. He ain't gonna get on here and be like, "Oh, you're a winner." He's not doing all that. He was like, either you know it or you don't know it, and
True.
it's just so deep about falling in love with you. Talisha, this was me. I had to learn to love me for real. Like for real. Not just, oh, I'm cute. Forget cute. Forget that cute mess. That pretty, I'm beautiful. Hey, that glow will come through you in from the inside. Your skin complexion will start changing.
Oh yeah.
Your health. Y'all, we're talking about health.
Yes.
Health is part of loving who you are because stress will kill you.
In a
It
minute.
will.
Quick.
That stress is another part of doubting. Doubting will kill you.
It will.
It will kill you.
Kill you, Reverend Pat. When we are on the journey of self discovery, we must be consistent about examining ourselves. That's what produces permanent change. We
Yes.
shouldn't need to be reminded over again to love ourselves. In some cases, we need counseling or therapy to pull some of that ish up by the road. Yes. And
Yes. At
and
the root.
because and I
At the
want to
root.
say, and I'm gonna be quiet, but the therapist, you don't always just because the therapist, the first therapist, well, she didn't do nothing, she didn't help me, so I ain't doing therapist no more. Just because that one did not work out does not mean now you saying I quit. I'm not going to counseling. I'm not going to therapy. It's somebody for everybody. You know,
Everybody.
your cup of tea, yo, who you are doesn't resonate with
Right.
everybody. Everybody's not meant to be a helper for you. So don't give up on it just because that one didn't work out. You have to continue research and find the one for you and stop jumping just because the counselor or the therapist is now pulling up some stuff that you don't want to
Right.
deal with, you still scared of. So now you
Yep.
saying, I don't want to deal with her no more. Sometimes that good heart love, that pull when they pull out some
Mm-hmm.
roads and say,
Mm-hmm.
you got some potholes, you need to work on them potholes.
Yep.
And stop. Let me go to somebody else that's gonna just tell me, oh, you're so awesome, you're so amazing, you're so great. You are those things. You already know that God created you. He chose you. That's already a benefit Talisha said, it's just a sweet whisper.
For-
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you? You know, we all have that. You know, like I said, we've all been in that place. We're not absent of it. Is who we are. And that's what I want to pull from today is like we need to dig deep. Really dig deep and get down to the root. Like Reverend Pat said, we need to get down to the root cause of it. And once we understand the root cause of it, we can cut off some things at the root that don't need to be regrown again in our lives. Because I know I've blossomed. I know it in myself. I feel it. My mind is not cloggy. It's not foggy. I have more clarity. And that means with that clarity really showed me the truth, the complete truth of me. And why some of the things we take on when we were talking, I think it was yesterday, how we take on tolerance of things.
Right.
You know, I wasn't thinking clearly because if I was thinking clearly, I would tolerate a lot of things. You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
I had a strong personal relationship with myself. And this is what I want you guys to take away from is what is your relationship with yourself? Because if your relationship is lacking in any area, then you need to focus on the other relationships. Because if those relationships are not enhancing you, then you're depleting your own relationship. And so if that's the case, then you need to solely focus on yourself. Angela, did you have anything that you like to input on building this relationship with yourself?
I think that we really need to go back to, and I always say childhood, because that's when you were the freest. You know, you can look at a little child and they'll tell you, I don't want to wear this today, or I don't want to eat that, you know, and we've gotten to a place where you start falling in line to what society or with your family or with your significant other or with your children or with your coworkers. You're falling into what everybody else expects of you to the point where you start diminishing yourself to meet those expectations. So now somebody says, well, girl, child, I don't eat meat and honey, all this, that, and the other. And now you're eating salads, and that may not be what you want. But you fall in line with that because now you're trying to meet the expectations of other people. At the same time, you're losing yourself. And so we really have to take the time to go back and realize that it's not our job to please everybody else. You got to please you first. And to be honest with you, when you please yourself first and not worry about everybody else's opinion, that's when the authentic you is going to be there with people who love you, people who appreciate that, people who have that same type of energy. They can understand and be that because now you're showing up as the real you, not the watered down version, not the version that's trying to make everybody else feel comfortable, not the version that's going to, you know, fall in line with what everybody else is doing. Yes, you're going to have people who are going to, you know, maybe love that version of you, but are they loving you or are they loving the lie? Are they loving the representative? You know what I'm saying? Because
Loving
we
the
have a
lie.
representative that shows up in different situations. You take somebody who, you know, you get into a relationship and you start saying, oh, I love everything about you. I love going to sports events, and really and truly you hate it. But you go because that's what they love doing. Well, sometimes, you know, we have to be true to ourselves and say, you know what, babe, I really don't like that. I'm not, that doesn't do anything for me. You go ahead and hang out with the guys. I'm going to be at the house chilling. When you come back, we can do something else, or, you know, whatever that looks like. But we force ourselves into square boxes that we're not even meant to be in. And so it does require that you stop. And I'm telling you, as you get older, you free yourself, you release yourself. By the time you hit 40, you're like, you know what? By the time you hit
Sick and
50, you're
tired of
really
this.
like, baby, I give not a you know what about what you think about what I do. You get to 60 and 70, older people really could care less, baby. What comes out of their mouth is just like kids. They tell you the straight, honest truth, and they don't care if it hurts your feelings. A little child will tell you in a minute, your breath stink. They
Yes.
don't care. You know what I'm saying? We've
And
developed
mean it.
etiquette where you don't want to tell people things because you're like, oh, we got to develop etiquette, and you can't say that. But an older person and a young child, they could care less about how you feel. They're going to give it to you straight. You say, do I look big in these jeans? You do. Your butt is over. Your butt is too big for that.
They do.
They don't mind telling you. An older person will tell you, I don't know where you're going in there because I hope you don't think you're cute. They will say that. So you got to get back to the authenticity of not worrying about everybody else. And I
Right.
think it's a fear of losing people. But the thing about it
Yes.
is, don't be scared of who you lose. Imagine who you're going to get
And
Right.
who
if
you
you just
gonna
be who you really
gain?
are.
Right. Because you're
The
losing yourself.
opportunity.
Brother
The
Patty had a good
opportunity that's
one.
gonna come. Yeah. Before I retired, I worked at a Christian counseling center. I started meeting with one of them because I knew I needed a lot of help. See, she took accountable that I know I need the help. I
Yeah.
still have a relationship with him today. And if I need to talk when something has triggered, I reach out. I refuse to allow the enemy to use my past pain to hinder my future prosperity.
Exactly.
Refuse. See, that's when she has taken a stand and said, I refuse. Because will you get triggered? Absolutely. Will things
Absolutely.
come up and it'll
Ooh.
try to get you
Even
off
harder.
course?
Even harder. Even harder.
Reverend Pat said, I was taught as a child to keep quiet. Since I found my voice, you can't keep me quiet. I don't do drama. And she said, and I again, she taking a stand. Is her boundary is I don't do drama.
Drama. Will not.
I don't live from my past. I don't allow triggers because when the trigger, that's a boundary. She said a
Yes.
boundary is when that trigger, I don't allow you. So I still reach out to somebody to help me take control of this so that I can keep my boundary up. Boundaries are good, that you have to come up with some boundaries for yourself. If you know that when you are around people that talk sex talk, and that is, and you're trying to not have sex, why are you going to constantly put yourself around the sex talk or the sex movies? And why would you put yourself in that when you have made a boundary that I'm not going to do that?
Right.
I'm not operating in it. So why am I going to let it trigger? Because not every trigger do you win.
No. None.
The flesh is weak, baby. The flesh is weak, and it will go with whatever is the unhealthiest for you. The flesh doesn't care. It's going to go and do whatever. If
Whichever.
somebody, it will fall into the trap. It will fall for the okie doke. It will fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Your
Right.
mind has to be strong enough to adhere to the boundary. Your mind has to be strong enough to say that this is not for me. Y'all can do all that, but it's not what I want to do. You can have people who, love to smoke. And you may be like, I'm not trying to do that. So I'll let y'all have that. You don't have to fall into that. But it requires mental
Yes.
toughness. It
Yes.
requires you feeling like understanding that I don't have to be a part. Sometimes I think we want to be a part of stuff. And you got
Yes.
to understand that everything is not for you to be a part of. And
That
when you
part.
realize that me not being a part doesn't mean that I don't love you. I just may not love some of the things that you do. That doesn't mean I
That's
have to be a
true.
part of it for us to be connected, for us to be friends, for us to hang out. I just don't do that. Some people, Sparkle doesn't drink. That doesn't mean that I might say, baby, order me a martini or order me a whatever,
Exactly.
because I want a daiquiri. I want something to drink.
Yeah. I want
Sparkle
a
doesn't have to do
martini.
that. And it shouldn't make one person a difference. She shouldn't feel compelled. Let me order this drink because everybody else got one. No, that's not what she does. So therefore, she's not doing it. And she shouldn't feel pressured to do that. You got to stand up for you in any situation. And a lot
Yep.
of times we
Right.
fold because we want so bad to be accepted. But the thing about it is, let the power of you accepting you be more powerful than anybody else accepting you.
Exactly.
Because God has
Yep.
already told you that He knows the plans He has for you. He's already told you, I created you. I designed you. I know the hairs on your head. So He's
Exactly.
already accepted you. You got to be the next person to accept you.
Yep.
Don't worry
That
about
part.
everybody else. Accept yourself.
Yep. And the thing, everybody know, give me my good old Shirley Temple, my Shirley Temple with my lemons. That's my drink. Or pineapple juice with
Oh yes.
Sprite, and
Oh,
add
I
a
like.
little
Hey, I need to try
grenadine.
that one.
Any kind of juice drink. If you need a mixed drink, call me up. I will make you a good old mixed drink, and we will be pretty with it. But just because I don't, and I'm around the people, I'm still gonna have a good time. I'm not gonna isolate myself because I don't drink. No, y'all don't invite me because y'all know I don't drink, so I'm not gonna be around that. No, come on, let's go, and I'm gonna have just as much fun as y'all have. The only difference is sometimes I remember.
Mhm.
G said extra cherries for Sparkle. Yes, give me my cherries. Y'all know my drink be looking good, like honey. But I do want to deal with
Hey,
Kathy.
honey.
And she got. I've already asked y'all for that. I already asked Regina for her shirt. Um, Kathy said, I need to see start a self-discovery because I have always done for others and starved myself.
Yeah.
Please tell me what I need to do to love me. I really want to tell you, Kathy, it would be great for you to partner with a counselor.
Yeah.
Like it's like we have to use these therapies that God has assigned these people to help us with some journeys. We don't have to keep doing these steps by ourselves.
No.
It's great to connect with the right counselor so that you can get, because it's some inner that
Mhm.
not loving yourself, it's some inner self-worth that had to it build up. It's not just a surface thing. So
Right.
it's good to get with somebody that has specialized in your journey, that can specialize, that they have received the wisdom from God
Right.
to help you with the journey. And it's so many different the Better Health, I think it's Better Health, Kathy. I will look it up. But they go based on your income. It's totally based on your income, so that people, that insurance won't pick it up. That if you can pay them a low price and you still
Mhm.
can get what you need. It's always ways around to get what you need. And I promise you, when you tell God, because God already know you need it. So then when he said he will supply all your needs, that means he will supply the right people to help you along the journey.
Amen.
I can tell you what worked for me, but what worked for me might not necessarily work for you. Everybody falling in love with each other is a different kind of journey. Everybody's journey is different. And sometimes it might be out of my and this was from God. God said that. That wasn't me not wanting to, because I can tell you some different things and how I have studied, but I heard God say, therapist, someone that's already specialized in to help you. But first of all, I want to applaud you, congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back, because you have spoken now. Now you have to do now you have to do the work, because you have let it out of your mouth. So I congratulate you.
Yes.
Not only did you let it out of your mouth, you put it in black and white. What I need.
It's inked in.
With
your signature.
I believe God. Do you believe God? We already out of time. Jesus.
Yeah. We are.
But Reverend Pat, Sparkle is speaking truth. Dealing with my dad requires that I keep my boundaries for my own mental health.
Yes.
We must identify those that are toxic and allow them limited. Did you hear what she said? Limited access to our personal space. That includes mama, daddy, uncle, auntie,
ships,
all them ships, them kinships, because we think, because we have been taught blood is thicker than water. It is thicker than water, but every blood is not always the blood that I need right now. I have the blood of Jesus. That's the thickest blood that I can. And just because they're your family, you don't have to sit there and tolerate the mistreatment, because that's my mama, that's my daddy, so I have to. Now, do you have to still love them? Absolutely. You got to love them, but loving them is not sitting always up in their face, doing all that hugging, kissing. Some love is distance, and spend, what she say, limited access. Thank you for joining. Everybody's telling us to get off here. So it's time for us to get off of here. We will see you on tomorrow. Thankful Thursday. Love yourself. Look yourself in the mirror today and tell yourself, pass out that love to you. Tell yourself, I love you. I love who you are. I love who you're becoming. I love the chances that you're taking. I love that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. Girl, you are doing it, and I see you. I see the accomplishment, and I love you. Y'all have a blessed day. Reverend Pat will be on right after you. Right after you. Right after us. I believe God. Do you believe God? We believe God. We believe God. We're winning. Have a blessed one.